Are you telling me as a tourist, if I go to Nigeria, like
Why the fuck would you go to Nigeria?
There's no tourism.
Just
you want to go see Davido's house?
maybe Spotify is setting up and they
See
want
Basket Mouth live.
they have a big. I mean, the entertainment industry is robust. That's undeniable. So,
But they don't perform there.
are you telling me that I'd have to get armed security like just to go to my hotel?
Now, here's the thing. There are different tiers of transportation you can organize. So normally in Kenya, when you organize a taxi, you just tell them whether you want a van or an SUV or a salon car, right? In Nigeria, it's the same, but then with personnel as well. So it depends on how much you're willing to pay. Now, normally, everyone that comes in, especially Western organizations, Nigeria is marked as, I think, an orange state. So it's not too safe. It's not green. Green is safe. Orange, then red.
What are we?
I think we're
We're
orange.
orange?
We're
This is
orange.
what terror.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So kidnapping.
It's Nigeria, dude.
It's Nigeria,
Like,
right?
It's just rough.
It's rough.
But are you guys? So you're telling me in a sense GDP doesn't mean shit then? Like in terms of development of a country?
I think there's obviously there's very rich Nigerians. We were talking about
Yeah.
Banana Estate and Lekki Beach
There-
and all that. Well, the rich
there's
people.
there's very high end areas, but you just so the airport experience is rough. All right, so we had armed personnel escorting us to the hotel. Now, when we figure the hotel, have you been to a high end hotel in Kenya, like Radisson Blue? Like it's the one in Upper Hill,
Pristine.
pristine, done exceptionally well. This was a Lagos Continental. It was.
Welcome.
It was considered the most expensive and best place to have the conference, right? Best facilities.
I think they lied to you, man.
So when you engage over there, you're looking at the roof, you're seeing watermarks and stains. Like you look at the chairs have cuts on them. And I think that experience described to me Nigeria as a whole.
All right. These are actually tourists who traveled, who came to Nigeria, for a conference, all right? And it happened that I think they landed in Lagos. They narrated the experience they had at the airport, how terrible the experience, was. And they also had to get personnel who escorted them to their hotel. They narrated how they compared the hotel they stayed with the one they stayed in Nairobi. That they even showed us how they have watermarks on the walls and also the chairs, tearing apart and all that. Now, the major bone of contention for the discussion in this podcast was the safety, of lives and property in Nigeria. Now you could hear that they were saying that in some countries they could just pick a taxi and go, but when it comes to Nigeria, they have to get personnel to safeguard them in order for their safety. Now they also put up this. Nigeria is listed, is topping the chart, one of the most unsafe countries to go. Are these people lying? No, they're actually not lying. They are saying the truth. I've heard about a story of somebody who came from abroad, landed at the international airport in Lagos, booked a taxi or Uber. It happens that the taxi man, connived with, kidnappers, and they kidnapped the person. So these are the things that are really happening. If we don't tell ourselves the truth, we just keep, living in a dream. We have to tell ourselves the truth and look for the way forward to make our country great again. Now, the rate at which people abroad come to Nigeria has reduced because of this whole menace of kidnapping and all that. During festive period, people don't come anymore. Now, in 2007, 2008, when I went to serve in Jos, because before then I used to hear that lots of foreigners live in Jos because of the weather of Jos. And I said I was going to see for myself. And when I got to Jos, I actually saw a lot of foreigners, of different nationals. They are living in Jos. They were living in Jos. and some of them bought houses. They stay during the summer. When they are in winter in their country, they come to Nigeria, stay, for the whole of the season. When they return back to summer in their country, they go back to their country. But those houses were owned by them. They bought them and all that. And the reason why they come then is because Nigeria is actually rich when it comes to tourism. I must tell you the truth. There's a place in Bauchi called Yankari Game Reserve. There's a place in Jos called there's another animal, adventure place in Jos. I've forgotten the name now. Then we have some other places like Obudu Ranch and all that. These are tourist attractions that makes foreigners to come into Nigeria, to come and visit and see how beautiful and the nature, that we've been blessed with. So, but these days, I can tell you categorically speaking, go and fact check. You find out that our tourist industry has been brought down. We're no more making headways when it comes to tourism. Then the revenue we used to generate from tourism has reduced. Why? Because of the level of, insecurity in the country, as it were. So we really need to work on ourselves, because the international communities, they know. Over here, a lot of people know that, majority of the people that are traveling abroad or that are relocating abroad, they are relocating for their dear lives, for the safety of their lives, even if their property is going to be destroyed, but for the safety of their life. So I really want us to put our hands together, because as it is, I expect that the government should really tackle these insecurity issues critically, so that foreign investors can come to Nigeria. Okay, look at some few days ago, some Chinese people were kidnapped in Edo State, and they were taken into the forest. So what are we talking about? Foreigners will be afraid to come to Nigeria to do business with us. And by so doing, you find out that, it will affect our GDP. So I just said I should share this video with us, because for us to know, it's not only us that knows that we have problem in Nigeria. Foreigners know. People everywhere know that we have problem in Nigeria. And the earlier, the better. All of us gullible Nigerians who are running after, things that does not matter, who are tools in the hands of the oppressors, know that this thing is real, the better for us. Because if we don't, I keep saying it, the food that Nigeria is cooking right now will be served equally to everyone. All right, I'll leave it here. Just share the video, like it, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace and love.